Past the halfway point in the college gymnastics season. Big Ten competition ramping up. We're all set to go for a quad meet here at Rutgers. It's the Scarlet Knights, Iowa, Kent State, and Ursinus. And we welcome you to Big Ten Gymnastics here on Big Ten Plus with the NCAA rules interpreter, Crystal Chalet-Norton. I'm Dom Savino, and it's great to be with you on this Friday night here in Piscataway. Well, Crystal, our second straight Friday night spent here at Jersey Mike's Arena with some talented gymnasts in the house. And for Rutgers, past the midway point of the season, they're in a really good place.
Yes, they are. Probably on Monday, they're going to have some NQS out, so she will see where she ranks. And I think there will be some shifting of what you're going to see with the teams, because she's going to have all 195s, and she can get close to a 196. It's going to be very good for her, and she can move up from where she is now.
Yeah, 4 consecutive 195s for the Scarlet Knights, who come off that tri-meet last Friday against the top-ranked Michigan Wolverines and Alaska. Rutgers went into that wanting some big scores against the top team in the country. They got them.
Yes, they did, and they had good performances. Their vaulting was outstanding, as was their floor, and Michigan was, is number one, and you know why.
Yeah, Rutgers posted a 195-675 for a team score, 9th best all time, and we'll talk about some of the events that they start in. We'll go to Iowa now, number 17 in the country. The Hawkeyes are 5-1. They won the Big Ten regular season title last year. They're back this year and doing a lot of great things again.
Yes, they are. They're very strong, as you said, on floor, and she's really strong all over the place, but again, her floor is outstanding.
Yeah, when we talk about floor, we're talking about the number 6 team in the country, the Iowa Hawkeyes on floor, led by gymnasts like Jerquavia Henderson and Lauren Guerin. We will see the Hawkeyes there. We're looking forward to that. Meanwhile, the 2 other teams coming in outside of the Big Ten, Kent State, a team that Rutgers competed against just a couple of weeks ago at their place. They're 7-1, 2-0, led by a head coach you know very well, and Bryce Biggin in his 31st season.
Yes, I competed with him when I was head coach there as well, and very, very great coach, and always has excellent teams.
Yeah, we'll look for Rachel DeCavich. She's the only all-arounder for Kent State tonight. And meanwhile, for Ursinus, a Division III school, this is their 4th competition of the season. Umi Celine Beasley, the Rutgers head coach, said, want to help the program succeed, and so giving the Division III school a chance to compete just up the road from Philly.
Yes, it's nice that most of the colleges do that, because they want to make sure that everyone gets a chance. And if you're close, then it's not an expensive trip for Ursinus. It's a bus ride, so it's very nice. And I did that when I was coaching as well.
So this is a Big Ten Plus broadcast. We're going to show you as much of Rutgers and of Iowa as humanly possible, and we will try to get to Kent State and Ursinus as much as time allows. Hectic as always with a quad meet, but when we look to what this opening rotation will be, Rutgers, of course, the home team will start on vault, Iowa on bars, Ursinus on beam, and Kent State on floor. And for Rutgers, Crystal, on vaults, Friday was a great night. A program record 49-275 last time out. They are stoked about that number.
Yes, they are, and hopefully they can do the same thing tonight, because they have the same lineup in, and they're all strong vaults. They only have 110-0 vault, but all the vaults that they do, they stick their landings, which is really what you want to see in vaulting.
Now, the first 4 in that lineup last time out hit season or career highs, and so that was quite a thrill. And we're looking forward to more for that for Rutgers. Meanwhile, Iowa opening up on bars. That's their weakest event, and if 35th in the country is weak, well, that sort of shows you where the Hawkeyes are at, but they've only got 149 on bars, and so trying to start off on a high note there.
Right. And the quad meets are exciting. There's more action going on. I mean, it's hard to watch because you don't know where to watch, but it's as a coach, you like it because there's more fans in the stands and it's more action continually going.
Another good crowd on hand here at Jersey Mike's Arena. This is something that this Rutgers program has really prided itself on the last couple of years, reaching out to the local clubs. Today it's also Girl Scout night, so you see a bunch of sashes on the young women in the stands. It's because you're not going to get out of here without buying some cookies. Let's put it that way. But great to see fans in the stands, and looking forward to this. Rutgers will open with Isabella Hughes on vaults, and Iowa will start with Alex Greenwald, with Jerquavia Henderson on bars. And Rutgers, the goal again this week Crystal, is to hit that 196. We talked about it last Friday. It's true again today.
Yep, and they were close last Friday, so maybe this can be the night for them.
Well, Jaquavia Henderson already on the bar. That is Isabella Hughes for Rutgers, who hit a career-high 8.25 just last Friday.
Nice high vault, finished the twist. She did have that hop, so again, the judges have to take for that deduction. All right, so they can take a 10th, they could take 2 tenths. And she had a little directional issue as well. Nice and high, clear, but she had big hop, which has to be taken.
So we'll wait on the opening score from Hughes. Meanwhile, Jaquavia Henderson, Q as they call her for Iowa, just wrapped up on bars. And we'll get you the first scores as soon as they roll in. After Henderson, it'll be Ellie Rogers. And after Isabella Hughes for Rutgers, it'll be Kayla Newman. For Rutgers, it's Hannah Joyner and Newman going all around today. Henderson, as we see often, going all around for Iowa. Newman waiting for the score from Hughes, and it's in a 9.65. And again, the deduction because of the big hop.
Right, yes. I mean, that's, like I said, that could be a 2 tenths hop, and they obviously took that and possibly the direction.
Well, Iowa's still waiting. Rutgers ready to go. In the 2 spot, Kayla Newman on vault. Pop forward.
Yes, that was a little short. She didn't get enough height on that, and so she couldn't complete the twist, and she wasn't able to open her body to straight. So again, that's going to be a landing deduction plus a height deduction. So that's going to be it's going to be a mid-9, possibly, because of all those deductions that happened.
Meanwhile, it's a 9.725 for Jaquavia Henderson to open up. And here's Ellie Rogers in the 2 spot on bars for Iowa.
Very nice release move. Right through a pack salto, which is also very clean. Nice handstand position. Getting ready for her dismount again. A little short on the handstand, but still very, very nice. Into a double lay, and again she just had a little bit of a hop, which was going to be a deduction as well.
Ellie Rogers leads Iowa in terms of average on bars, a 9.8. Looking for something in that vicinity. Again, Iowa, this is their weakest event, and trying to put some good scores up to start their lineup.
This was a nice dismount. She just had a little hop back, which again, it's a step. And the judges are taking that to differentiate between each gymnast.
This is Mia Betancourt for Rutgers. Number 3. And there's the stick Rutgers is looking for.
Right. Mia is an outstanding vaulter. She's nice and high. She stuck that landing, and that's what they needed. Excellent.
Well, the senior's another one who had a career high on vault just last week, and that looked sharp. She earned the crown.
Right, she did. Again, nice height. Finished the twist above the horse and stuck. Not a move. Perfect.
So we'll wait on the scores from Betancourt with the Velcro under the soles of her feet. Before her, by the way, Kayla Newman, a 9.525. So that's probably the score they'll try to drop.
Right, that's what they're going to help to do.
Meanwhile, for Iowa, Ellie Rogers posts the same score as Jaquavia Henderson, 9.725. And now the third gymnast is Alex Greenwald.
Nice release move. Nice toe shoot to hand to pack salto, which is a C to D combination, very strong.
We go over to Belle Huang, the 4th gymnast for Rutgers. Another stick.
That's what they needed. They need to bring up the scores so they can drop that 9.5. And Betancourt was a 9.8, which is excellent. Again, Bell. Legs together, stuck. Beautiful.
And meanwhile, Greenwald a stick to end her bars routine as well. So it should be another solid score for the Hawkeyes. Again, 49 is the vicinity that Iowa's not been able to get to. We get to see some of her routine, the end of it.
Nice handstand. And nice layout, double layout. With a little bit of a hop, but very nice routine.
So we wait for Greenwald's score. Meanwhile, for Rutgers, Nia Betancourt and Bell Huang go back-to-back 9-8s. So good recovery here.
Right, very nice recovery.
Now Hannah Joyner. And she's been Rutgers' star. Ooh. You could see it from the start of her vaults.
She slipped, her hand slipped.
Absolutely not what you want to see.
No. Her hand slipped on the vault, so she could not complete the rotation.
Joyner still down on the mat right by the table for Rutgers. And we'll tell you about her status as soon as we see an update. This is Allison Steffensmeyer for Iowa.
That was a nice pike Jaeger. Beautiful, and into a pack salto, which is very nice. Nice handstand half turn. Very good execution. And a giant full into her dismount, which is connective value, so she gets a C, a D to a C, which is what she's required for her dismount.
Another good one for Iowa. That's the end of it.
Very nice dismount.
And Steffensmeyer stoked about it, a bar specialist. And we look back at Rutgers. Hannah Joyner is still down on the mat right by the vault table being tended to. She's seated up. Head coach Omi Salim Beasley, trainer over there as well, and you see her right there.
Yeah, they're testing her knee to see if she did something to it. It's all a type of ACL testing to make sure she didn't do anything.
And you can see the grimace on her face. Good to see her at least walking.
Right. That is good. And that must be a doctor, because they always have a doctor on hand, orthopedic.
Now Hannah Joyner will head into the tunnel here and be tended to. And as I mentioned when she started, she's Rutgers' star. Captain, Nationals qualifier last year on beam. She's gone all around, it feels like, every meet since she showed up here. And so your worry is not for just today, your worry is long-term with Hannah Joyner.
Yes, it is, because she's an outstanding gymnast for them.
Now Rutgers 5 meets left after this. Again, this is past the halfway point of the regular season. You saw Emily Lease waiting to go for Rutgers, and meanwhile for Iowa.
Very nice handstand into her release move, which is a C to D.
That's Claire Kaji, and she just had a fall. This is Emily Lease for Rutgers on the anchor.
Very nice vault. She did have a slight hop, but a very nice high, and that's a 10-0 start value.
Now she's the only one in Rutgers lineup who pulls out the Yurchenko 1.5, and another solid performance.
Very nice vault. They will have to take for her hops.
Meanwhile, Claire Kaji back on the bars after the fall, trying to wrap up on the dismount.
Very nice dismount. Double lay, little hop again on the end. It wasn't a stick.
Look at how Claire Kaji, the 6th-year senior, wrapped up.
Very nice dismount. Very clean. Nice height.
Well, before Kaji, a couple of 9.8s. Alex Greenwald with a 9.8 exactly. And the high score of the rotation for Iowa is Allison Steffensmeyer's 9.85. And for Rutgers, this is an exhibition gymnast going to wrap things up. Looked like Anna Pagliaro.
Okay, very nice full, Rychenko full, a little bit of leg separation, and a little bit of a hop.
Again, exhibition there for Pagliaro.
Again, as we said, exhibition, that's possibly the next athlete that Umi would put in, so she wants to see how she's going to do under the pressure.
And that's exactly the thing you think about for Rutgers is feels unlikely that we'll see Hannah Joyner, who's again supposed to go all around. Not entirely confident we're going to see her for the rest of the day.
Possibly not, depends on what she's able to do and what the trainers will allow her to do.
Now you can see Umi Salim Beasley, the head coach of this program, on the right of the huddle, gathering the team together and trying to rally them after they see one of their captains, Joyner, go down with an injury, slipping off the vault and landing hard on the mat.
Well, I think this will prove the strength of this team if they can come back to bars and, you know, get right back on the horse.
So Rutgers finishes on vault with a 48-625. Not quite the same score we saw from them last week on vault, program record, but
no,
they're going to have their medal tested today, that's for sure.
Yes, it is. But hopefully the other three events can come up.
We'll take a peek over at beam. This is Ursinus over there.
She just did a front tuck to a back handspring, which is a hard combination to do. Sometimes the judges, if you take a break, they will not give it to you. This is the bar routine. She was short on her handstand. Pike Yeager, very nice.
That's Karina McSweeney, college debut for the sophomore.
Overshoot to hand, which wasn't quite to the handstand, but she's still going to get a C for it. Another nice handstand position, half turn. So she did C to C there into her dismount, which is a connection value for her, so she gets 2/10 connection value for that whole combination, which is very nice.
A good height on the double tuck, a stick as well. McSweeney, the Cedar Rapids native, big smiles after she made her college debut.
Nice routine, very nice routine.
Let's see how it wrapped up.
Nice high double tuck and almost a stuck landing. Close.
We'll wait on the score from McSweeney. We saw Claire Kaji before her had the fall, so she earned an 8.95. So they'll look to drop that, and they should be able to with the result of McSweeney's score. Again, Iowa has struggled on bars this season, but looking in the 49 vicinity. If they're not at 49, they're going to be
close
just a touch off.
Right.
A couple 9.7s, a couple 9.8s. Meanwhile, Kent State is on floor. This is their fifth competitor, Alyssa Guns.
Nice double pike. She didn't open up real quick, so she's going to get a deduction for not lifting her chest at the end. But again, a D tumbling at the end, which is what all the college coaches want to see.
Guns, a highly regarded freshman for them. Meanwhile, Ursinus wrapping up on beam.
She just did a front aerial to a back handspring. It was very, very pretty.
That's their anchor, Madison Zimmerman.
Nice leap combinations, complete and finished. Front tuck, which is a D, into a beat jump, which gives her bonus. That was a front aerial to a scare, which is an E skill. It's very difficult to do. And her dismount. A little bit of a hop on the end. But very nice routine, very nice.
Well, the high score of the rotation for Ursinus is a 9-6, and
I think this should be much higher than that. That was a very clean routine.
you can see the reaction from her teammates. We'll wait to see what Zimmerman earns. And just a freshman. Meanwhile, for Iowa, by the way, they wrap up with McSweeney, Karina McSweeney. She earned a 9.75 to close on bars. So it's a 48.85 for the Hawkeyes. And again, not a 49 close.
No, but, you know, it's close. It's close.
And for Rutgers, told you their team score on vault, 48.625. Emily Lease wrapped up with a 9.85, just off her career high of 9.9.
But the other girls came back, at least came back after seeing her teammate fall, which is what you want to have.
This is Carly Franz on floor for Kent State, the anchor.
That was a nice Rudy into a layout, 2 feet. Bonus combination again, very strong pass.
Floor is the top event for Kent State, 21st in the country.
Strong second pass, double tuck, a little bit of a hop, but nice hike.
And solid performance in the anchor position for Carly Franz. The junior, Kent State, as of now, just shy of a 49 here, and looking to drop a 9.65. Well, I think they'll be able to do that with Franz's performance. Now you can see teams moving. It looks like we won't have an exhibition for Kent State, so we're through rotation 1.
No, there is.
Do we have an exhibition?
Yes, we have.
Yes, we do. Okay. I can see it right there, right in the middle of the mat now. Craig Ballard, one of the Kent State assistant coaches, having a chat with the gymnasts we're going to see here. The other 3 teams heading to their next spots. Rutgers will be on bars. Iowa will head to beam, and Ursinus will be on floor after this. Now the score for Franz is a 9.85, I believe. Just saw the official turn their score. And it is a 9.85. So Kent State, a 49.125 on floor. That's another solid performance for them. They hit a season high on floor against Rutgers in that tri-meet back home in Ohio a couple of weeks ago.
Very hard. 2.5 to a front tuck, which is very difficult. Very nice leap combination, and she's selling herself to the crowd. Is that what the judges want to see? And as we said before, they've got to show sidewards and forward tumbling, and they also have to do backwards. So they have to see all of these 3 in their routines. Nice Rudy, could be a little bit on the landing. And she had a 2-pass routine, which is allowed. They just have to have a D ending if they do have a D, or a D in each pass. So, and this helps save their ankles. You know, instead of doing 3 passes, some gymnasts can't handle that, so they go to 2-pass routines.
Well, that'll wrap things up for Kent State on floor. Again, Rutgers and Iowa in the high 48s on their first rotation. In fact, it's Kent State in the lead after one with their 49-125 on floor. Iowa 48-8-5 on bars. Rutgers, you see the 48-625 on vaults. We're trying to figure out info on the status of Hannah Joyner. But we head to rotation number 2 here at Rutgers. One quad meet so far. Scarlet Knights, the Hawkeyes, hosting here in Piscataway.
Earlier in the week, some of our gymnasts answered questions from some of the Girl Scouts. Let's take a look at part 1.
I think nerves are a really normal thing in the beginning. I definitely try not to be nervous, and what I do is I do a lot of visualization, like inside of the bars, and I just trust my skills and all the parts. My favorite event to compete is vault, because the feeling of sticking your vault and your teammates coming down to congratulate you is like no other feeling in the world.
My biggest challenge as a student athlete is definitely to learn how to manage my time and balance doing schoolwork and gymnastics and also social life. But I definitely figured that out my freshman year, and it's gotten better every year.
Before when I started gymnastics, but I only started competing when I was 6. But I would say it doesn't really matter what age you are, because I have a friend that started at 10 and she's in college gymnastics now. So.
Getting ready for the start of the second rotation here at Rutgers. Scarlet Knights hosting a quad meet with Iowa, Kent State, and Ursinus. There is Rutgers head coach Salim Beasley, and she, like the rest of the gymnastics community, very excited about the news we found out earlier today. Fisk University, a historically black college in Nashville, Tennessee, announced that it's planning to start a women's gymnastics program. It'll be the first HBCU to start a women's gymnastics program, a cause that's near and dear to Salim Beasley's heart. And I know for everybody in the sport, they're excited to see this, just gymnastics continue to build.
Yes, it has, because during my era, all you were seeing was programs being cut. And now you're seeing 4 new programs been added in the last 3 years, which is outstanding. And it's setting an example. So that the College Coaches Association has really worked on this and trying to go out and find universities that need to add another sport and say, add gymnastics. This is going to be a fun sport for you to add. So it's working.
And in fact, has been part of a panel, an advocacy group called Brown Girls Do Gymnastics that have been working with HBCUs across the country and advocating for the idea of adding the sport, because talking with her during the week, she said, as of now, it's a binary choice for a lot of young gymnasts. It's either go to an HBCU or be a college gymnast. And the goal for the people who do work at Brown Girls Do Gymnastics and folks across the college gymnastics community is don't make it a binary choice. Allow gymnasts to do both. And so she's been working at this for a while. I believe the buildup has been 7 years or so with Fisk to get this program started, and so a lot of excitement, and again, great to see the sport build.
That is, and again, they go in and they find a club that might be right next to them so the gymnasts can work out there, and they don't have to spend a lot of money on equipment for the first couple of years, so it really works out very well. And it's exciting because it's giving more women the opportunity to do gymnastics.
Yeah, that's exactly right. At least 4 teams have added in the last couple of years, so great to see the sport build, and cool to see Umi Salim Beasley's work and the work of the great people at Brown Girls Do Gymnastics, see it come to fruition in a way that we can tell you finally. But we turn our focus to the quad meet tonight, and Rutgers getting ready for its second rotation. They're going to be on bars where they've struggled a little bit this season, trying to sort of regroup after we saw Hannah Joyner exit on vaults with an apparent injury.
Yes, so this is where, when she's put up exhibitions, is where she's going to rely on that experience that she has given them. And she does have a young bar squad, and in years to come, it's going to be a strong squad.
Well, Iowa, meanwhile, will be on beam. And they will start there with Jerquavia Henderson. On vault, beam, and floor, Iowa is top 20 in the country. And so this event, something that they've had a lot of success at, a team average better than 49 as well.
Very nice flight series, very confident, finished position, and that's what the coaches want to see. They want you to just pretend like you're on the floor during your beam routine. Nice leap combination.
Henderson just won the event title last week in a competition against Penn State on beam, so really getting into a great rhythm on this event. And the dismount.
Very hard dismount. It's a round off double tuck, which is an E, and she did have a little bit of a hop, but sometimes judges will give it a little bit less of a deduction because of the difficulty value of it.
Meanwhile, for Rutgers, Caitlin Newman is the leadoff on bars.
Very nice release move. Clear hip to handstand. Overshoot to hand, which is a C, which is a C to C, which is a C to D, excuse me. Very nice. And did her half turn into her double back, which gives her what she needed to get her dismount. C to C. If you don't have a D dismount, you need it in combination, and she does that with the half turn into it. So she fulfills that requirement, plus a stick landing.
Well, Rutgers has been working on bars, I think, more than any event in practice. And this week, Umi Salim Beasley said, we're focusing on nailing our handstands, getting them perfect straight vertical. And you could see it in that routine to start from Newman that the work is paying off.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Very nice handstands.
So we'll wait on the scores for Newman from Rutgers, Henderson from Iowa. That's Caitlin Bertola ready to go in the second position for Rutgers. This was Jerquavia Henderson's capstone.
It's E dismount with a slight hop at the end, but a very difficult dismount to do.
Henderson, who is on a roll once again this year. Came back as a sophomore last year after a big injury, tore her Achilles as a freshman, and last year All-American, this year same deal.
Yes, very, very nice, elegant gymnast.
And still waiting on her score. This is somebody who's won 10 event titles this year, Henderson has. And she has been the leader of this team in competition. And she's just one example of outstanding all-arounders that the Big Ten has. I mean, we saw them last week with Michigan. We talk a lot about Joyner for Rutgers, Henderson for Iowa. Some stars. Now Bertola ready to go, number 2 for Rutgers. Kayla Newman, a 9.725.
Toe shoot to hand turn to a release, which is excellent. Again, toe shoot to hand again, which is a neat skill, into a pack salto. Very clean. Getting ready for her dismount. Nice handstand. Giant full into a double tuck. Very nice. Again, if you don't have a D dismount, then you need to have a combination, and she did a giant full, which is a D into a C dismount.
Meanwhile, Aubrey Nick is the second one up for Iowa on beam. Henderson tied a career high, 9.875.
A beautiful front aerial. She had a little break in her flight series, her leap series, and she's a smart gymnast. She put another jump in there, so she didn't get a deduction for not having it. That's called thinking on your toes. 1.5 dismount stuck, very nice. She'll get a bonus connection for that as well.
Well, awesome display, as Crystal mentioned, of mid-routine composure on a 4-inch piece of leather and metal.
Yes.
Nick changes her routine up a little bit and recovers 2 to hit the dismount.
Right. That's thinking, because you need a leap combination, and she broke the leap, so she ended up connecting it, so she had it.
That's nicely done there by the sophomore, who's become a beam specialist for Iowa. And this was how Caitlin Bertola wrapped up for Rutgers.
Yes, this was a nice giant full. Finished within the boundaries that what it needed to be in the handstand. Nice.
Well, Bertola, the junior, her career high is a 9.625, and that's no longer her career high. It's a 9.75. That's what she just earned for her routine. And
nice.
Now behind her, Jordan Zeidenweber.
Nice reverse heck, very high. Another toe shoot to hand, to overshoot to hand. Again, very nice. A little short on the handstand. Again, giant full. Little step back, so that's going to be a deduction. But again, it's a clean and it's finished routine. Very nice.
Great job there by Zeidenweber. Bridget Killian now for Iowa. Aubrey Nick before her earned a 9.7.
Okay, her flight series, very nice. Back handspring layout, which is layout is a D for the college. Front tuck, which is a D as well. And as we've said before, the gymnast routine starts at a 9.4, and they need to get 6/10 in bonus to receive a 10.0, which is different than the USAG. They have a 9.5, and they need 5/10. And the college coaches felt that we could go down to a 9.4, and they'd still be able to get the 10.0 start. Very nice stuck landing. Little feet were a little bit apart. Could be a 0.5 for not getting them joined.
Iowa stringing together a couple of good performances here on beam. And great to see both Rutgers and Iowa sort of recovering after a bit of shaky starts. That's how Jordan Zeidenweber closed out on bars.
Just a little step back.
Now we go back live as we see Maya Pringle.
That was a pike, but she had a little bit of a bent, so the judges are going to have to take off for that. It is an E move. Nice handstand right up there. Double leg dismount, very nice. Just a little bit of a step.
Well, you can see the power generated by the freshman Pringle on that dismount. She's got the best average for Rutgers on bars, just north of a 9.75. Now Rutgers with 9.7s or better each of these first 3. Talk about Bars being a place where Rutgers has struggled a little bit, putting together some good
There are,
performances.
because again, as we talked before, they're young. They're a young bar squad. So they're growing each meet.
And hey, by the way, Maya Pringle goes to look at the powder. That's Hannah Joyner right there putting powder on her hands. I think we're going to see her coming up next in her appointed spot. Well, that's remarkable. We'll talk about her more in a sec. This is Mackenzie Vance for Iowa after Bridget Killian earned a 9.875.
Very nice back handspring layout series. Solid. Right to finish position. Round off. Which is a D, which is very nice. You don't see many round-offs, free round-offs. And her lead combination, which will give her bonus. The required full turn.
She wraps up hers. We go to Hannah Joyner live on bars. Not something that I personally would have expected 15 minutes ago when she had a fall on vaults and had to be helped off the floor, but the captain's
coming back strong. She's an outstanding athlete. It probably shook her up, but you would never know by this routine. Very nice. That's what she needed.
Wow.
Excellent.
And you can see the reaction from her teammates. It does not matter what the score is. The fact that she was able to get back up after being shaken up and helped into the tunnel and into the locker room says all you need to know about that young woman right there.
Exactly. I mean, it's outstanding. I'm really happy for her because she did come back. Very nice double lay. A little bit of a hop, but still very nice.
This is what we missed towards the end of the routine for Mackenzie Vance.
Again, it's the side aerial to the tuck full, which is a requirement. You need a C dismount, but if you do a aerial, free aerial into a B dismount, that counts because you're doing a D before it.
So let's reset where we're at. Iowa waiting for Mackenzie Vance's score. Jaquavia Henderson and Bridget Killian both tied career highs with the same score, 9.875. The great news there for the Hawkeyes. For Rutgers, every score has been in the 9.7s, except now Hannah Joyner, a 9.825. That ties her season high on bars.
After that fall on vaulting, she came back strong.
Wow. Claire Kaji here, back on the beam for Iowa. We'll show you some of that as we look at Avery Balzer live now, the anchor for Rutgers.
Very nice Jaeger, very clean. Pack salto, very nice. Again, half turn. Into her dismount. Double lay. Very nice. Little step back, but she tried to cover it up like gymnasts do. try to sneak it by the judge.
There's Kaji trying to hang on, and she does.
Well, that's going to be a lot of balance errors for her, but she did stay on. And coaches like to see the fight. Back handspring to her full dismount, very nice. She will be hit for that wobble, but hopefully the score is above her. They can remove, they won't have to count that score.
Yeah, Iowa's had some quality scores already. A 9.8 just before her for Mackenzie Vance, and told you about the 9.875s. This was Avery Balzer's dismount on bars, waiting on her score.
Very nice.
And you saw the step backwards, you touched on it.
Yeah.
You see it so often.
Yes. This was a very nice, clean dismount. Very high. Twist was completed before she landed.
Well, Avery Balzer smooth into that tiny step. She earned herself a 9.875. That's a career high for her. And Rutgers earns a 48.975 on bars. That is a season high for the Scarlet Knights.
That's great for them to come back with. They didn't have what they wanted on vaulting, what they would have liked, but they still came back and improved on their bars this week.
And there's Elia Aird. She's going to be the exhibition gymnast for Rutgers, as Iowa sends their anchor, Marissa Rojas.
That was a huge pike Jaeger, which is an E. Very nice. Overshoot to hand, went to D. Very clean. Nice handstand, a little short. Stuck dismount, very nice. This was good to see because this was a much solid bar group tonight.
High quality stuff from Aird in the exhibition position. Here's Rojas, another star freshman. This is Iowa on beam.
That is a front tuck to a beat jump. Again, it's a D to an A combination, which gets her bonus. Elite combinations. And nice gainer full dismount off the side. Very nice.
Well, Iowa fans will know about Rojas' successes a couple of weeks ago at Michigan State. Earned Big Ten Freshman of the Week, was the anchor on beam, and earned the event title in one of her first performances ever in college. Now, she's been red hot, and we'll wait to see the score for her. Iowa appears pretty close to a 49. I'll wait and see exactly what the score is from Rojas. Meanwhile, we go to floor. Ursinus here. And this is Kaylin Knapsack, the 5th gymnast up for the Bears.
That was a 2.5, but very strong 2.5, which was a D. Her required leap pass, very nice.
Meanwhile, Iowa with an exhibition gymnasts to wrap things up for them.
Flight series, a little bit of bent legs, which judges will have to record. Again, her leap combination, again, a little bit of bent legs. Side aerial, a little bit of balance check. Very, very difficult routine, just a little bit of balance errors on it. And a big hop, and didn't get enough airtime on her twist, so that will be a couple of tenth deductions.
Well, Iowa on beam earns a 49.075 as a group, highlighted by Jacravia Henderson and Bridget Killian tying career highs with 9.875s. Marissa Rojas, by the way, wrapped up with her routine in the anchor spot, 9.825. And so as we come to the halfway point, still Kent State in the lead.
Yes.
The Golden Flashes earned a 48.975 on vaults. They were great on floor as they have been this season, and not bad from the team out of the MAC.
No, not at all. And, you know, those are two great events to start with because you can get your energy out and be good to go. So it's really hard to start on beam because you have to calm yourself down.
Meanwhile, Ursinus waiting to wrap up. That is Taylor Kusick waiting to go. We saw a bit of Kaylin Knapsack's routine. The high score for the Bears so far in this event is Alyssa Delorme. She earned a 9.5. A knapsack score in 9.775.
Nice opening double pike. Very clean. Did a front full. Looked like she was going to tumble out of it because she needs a double salto pass. So if that was her double salto pass, she will be missing a special requirement unless she has it somewhere else in her routine. Rudy, which is very nice. So she did not have a double salto pass, which is required. So there should be a 2/10 deduction off of her start value for that. So they'll add up what bonus she had, and then they will subtract that. Now for college, that's only 2/10, whereas if you were a USA Diop gymnast, then it's 5/10. So we kind of tempered that the deduction because we felt like you're young ladies, you know, we're not 13. So they didn't want our special requirements to be a 5/10, which could make the difference. And the College Coaches Association was going for big scores because that's what the crowd likes to see. They want to see excitement. They want to see different tumblings. They want to see, you know, twisting and turning, and that's the excitement they want to show.
We'll wait on the score for Kusik, wrapping things up for Ursinus. The topic of scores and routines pops up in a lot of gymnastics broadcasts you watch nowadays. If you watch in the Big Ten, we talk a lot about the star individuals earning scores that are on the same par as those from stars from other conferences. And I hear a lot about routines too, because you see some events, especially your vaults, the sport sometimes gets tagged a little bit because you don't often see anything other than a Yurchenko full or some Yurchenko 1.5s.
Yeah, well, what the college coaches did was they lowered the Yurchenko full, which was a 10.0 to a 9.95, just so that, you know, they wanted people to do other vaults. So now you're seeing more teams trying to do the 1.5 now, which is the 10.
And exhibition gymnasts set to go for Ursinus as they wrap up on floor.
Okay, her double salto pass, a little short. It didn't get enough height on the second salto. Now those were turns, and you can get a bonus connection from turns from a C to C. That was close, but she didn't step out of bounds. That's why you have to be aware of where you are, because there is a 10th deduction if you step out of bounds.
You're allowed to put your foot on the line. You can't go over the line.
Yes.
Well, that wraps things up for Ursinus on floor. We get some of the final scores in from our second rotation. Again, it's still Kent State in the lead. They're on the road at a Big Ten school competing against a top 20 team in Iowa as well. And right now, at the halfway point, it's the Golden Flashes with a 98-1, buoyed by their big score on floor. Rutgers a season high moments ago on bars. Iowa picks up its first 49 of the day on beam. Looking forward to rotation number 3. Iowa and their vaunted floor lineup coming up. Rutgers talented on beam. We'll see those lineups next here on Big Ten Plus.
Coaches, the 6-minute clock is now running. The one touch will start at the 4-minute mark. All right, Rutgers fans, because Rutgers scored at least one.
Event number 3 coming up here in Piscataway, New Jersey. Appreciate you spending your Friday night with us with Crystal Chalet-Norton, Dom Savino, bringing you a quad meet, Rutgers, Iowa, Kent State, and Ursinus. And told you before we went to break, we're excited about this third rotation. Leading that conversation is Iowa on floor, 3rd in the Big Ten, 6th in the country in average. Look at what they did last week against Penn State.
Outstanding, outstanding. Larissa's team is very strong. She has very strong tumbling, and that's why she's in that spot.
At 49.65, a program record for the Hawkeyes. The final 2 gymnasts in their lineup, Jerquavia Henderson and Lauren Guerin, both tied program records with a 9.975. Really excited to see them. In each of their routines, one of the 2 judges gave them a 10-0, so could today be the day for those 2?
Right, could be.
If they were watching last week Michigan, they're saying it could be.
Right, and Michigan had not that many 10s, and when they left here, they had 4 more. So.
Oh, we're excited to see that. Rutgers, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, some outstanding floor teams in the Big Ten this year. You see on the left, Larissa Libby, the head coach. This is her domain. She does the choreo, does the music for floor, and so we're looking forward to see the Hawkeyes there. Meanwhile, for Rutgers, they're going to be on beam, which has historically been their top event, at least the last couple of years. Last year, I think about them hitting their second highest beam score ever, a 49.275, and looking for something in may not be quite that, but they have not hit quite the same heights as they did last year on beam, trying to get back there with some 49s.
Yes, and they're strong enough to do that. So hopefully this will be the meet that they can hit that 49. And again, they have a lot of strong beam workers and depth in their beam, so that's why when you have a large amount of beam workers, you're pushing everybody else.
It'll be the 3 captains for Rutgers in the final 3 spots: Stephanie Zanella, Belle Huang, and Hannah Joyner. Iowa getting started on floor here is Bridget Killian. 9.875 a couple of weeks ago against Nebraska for her season high.
Triple twist, that's an E combination, that's very hard. And from what we were reading, they have all of their team has an E in the first pass, which is very hard. Front full to a front pike, very hard.
We will show you
Very
the end
clean.
of Killian's routine in a moment. This is Braden Batavio starting for Rutgers on beam now. She couldn't hold it.
No, couldn't hold it. So that's going to be a 5/10, and plus she misses the her D, but she will get her flight series because she did hit her feet. And when you don't hit your feet at all, then you can't get a skill. You won't get the skill. Hopefully she can compose herself and come back. A little wobble on the full turn. cat leap to this side aerial to a B dismount, which she gets bonus for the cat leaps, the side aerial, which is hard.
This was how Bridget Killian went on floor. That was the first pass that makes you say, whoa.
Yes, and she was high and clean. This second pass was high and clean. And her third pass, again, she's ending with a D, just a little bit of a step, but very hard tumbling.
So it should be a high-quality score for the senior Killian. I'll get you that in a moment. Batavio coming off. It's an automatic
5/10. Yeah, it's automatically a fall 5/10. Plus, she didn't get her D, so she might be missing her start value could be down as well, and not starting from a 10.
Yeah, this is how it wrapped up for Batavio.
She did finish the routine strong, which is what you want to see as a coach.
And Marissa Rojas now goes. Before her, Bridget Killian, the 9.85. Solid way to start.
Front through to a double tuck. Very hard pass. Not many athletes do that. Her leap combination, very pretty. The leaps do not have to be connected, but they do have to have a series of them, and they can have steps in between.
I'll get you the rest of Rojas's routine in a moment. Next up for Rutgers, Jackie Manifold.
Very nice, strong layout. Side aerial, which is a D, a little bit of a bobble. Her leap series. Very nice full turn. As I stated before, a requirement, everyone must have it. Side aerial into her dismount. It's stuck, very nice. A little bit of execution errors in the routine itself. A little bit of balance checks.
Meanwhile, this was Marissa Rojas's routine.
That was her first pass, which is an A through a D. And this is a double pike. A little bit of a step.
High fives all around. A couple of freshmen you saw right there with Rojas and Manifold. We wait on the scores. Told you about Killian's 9.85 to start off for Iowa. Braden Batavio opened for Rutgers with a 9.175.
This is her dismount. Side aerial into a full dismount. Nice stuck. A little bit of a side balance, but
and now Alex Greenwald, third up for Iowa, coming off a 9.9 last week at Penn State.
opened with a full and back out, which is an E skill plus stuck landing. Very, very clean, very nice. And as we said before, an E element is worth 2/10 bonus, and a D element is worth 1/10. And she's really got the routine choreographed for each individual athlete.
And that's a big source of pride for Larissa Libby. I'll get to the rest of the routine from Greenwald in a minute. Kayla Newman now third up for Rutgers. Manifold 9.675.
Front tuck, a little bit of balance.
Now Newman in the foreground, Greenwald in the background.
Very solid back handspring layout. split jump. Very nice leap series combination. Dismount, nice stuff with, very nice.
Well, beam has been Caitlin Newman's highest scoring event. It's her highest career high or highest season high. Let's see if she can get Rutgers back in with another score here, another big score after manifold 6-7-5, 9-6-7-5. Alex Greenwald, her passes for Iowa. They're having a great rotation here on floor.
1.5, 2.5 to a front tuck, very hard to do. D to an A. Blind landing.
And from Marissa Rojas, it was a career high 9.875. You may have seen that on the screen there. Greenwald earns a 9.825.
Very nice stuck dismount.
And now in the fourth position, Claire Kaji.
Very nice double salto passes. 2 C's the row. It's very nice. Single front tuck. As I said, you have to have forward tumbling as well as or sideward tumbling. Nice double back, and she did not open up, so that's going to be a slight deduction for her.
Kaji wrapping up. Now Stephanie Zanella is on beam for Rutgers. Caitlin Newman, 9.825.
Good. Very solid series, very clean, finished. Dismount series, little beat jump into the side aerial, into the B dismount. Again, she's going to get a bonus connection for the beat jump into the side aerial and then her B dismount.
Now, beam is Stephanie Zanella's jam. It has been since she showed up at Rutgers last year as a freshman.
Nice full in back out.
This is some of
2.5 to a front tuck, very strong.
some of what we saw from Alex Greenwald there. We're waiting on Claire Kaji's score. Jaquavia Henderson and Lauren Guerin are coming up after her. We'll bring you those in full live. I mentioned this is what Larissa Libby does. As the head coach, her focus is floor, the choreography, the music, and she really relishes the opportunity, as you mentioned, Crystal, to tailor each routine to the individual person.
Yes, so to make it their routine so that they can show it off.
Larissa Libby said her goal is to have each of her gymnasts reach somebody watching on floor. That was a part of Claire Kaji's routine. Hannah Joyner's going to start on beam, as is Jaquavia Henderson on floor.
It's her flight series. Very nice, very solid. No execution deduction at all. Her leap series and very high. Excellent execution. Again, you want to see the gymnast just control the beam and act as if they're on the floor. Nice steady rhythm as she has. Into her dismount, stuck, very nice. What a comeback.
As good as it gets right there from arguably the best beam worker in this program's history.
Yes.
Injured earlier in this meet, came back for bars, and an absolute gem on beam.
Absolutely, beautiful. There was hardly anything wrong with that beam routine. That should be a nice high score.
Jaquavia Henderson just wrapped up on floor. We're going to show you all of that as well. Should be parallel big scores. We'll wait on both. Lots of celebrating over by beam. What is it for Hannah Joyner? Her career high is a 9.95, and she just matched it. 9.95 for Hannah Joyner.
Excellent score.
She is the second gymnast in this program's history to hit a 9.95. Erin McLaughlin did it a couple of years ago. Hannah Joyner has now done it twice.
She's very, very elegant on beam.
This was some of Jaquavia Henderson's work on floor at first pass. I mean, my goodness.
You can walk under it, full in, back out. Again, an E move. Now she does a front tuck through to a double tuck, which is very hard to do.
Jaquavia Henderson, it's a 9.95. She's got 9.9 or better in all 7 meets. And again, simultaneously, it's Belle Huang on beam for Rutgers and Lauren Guerin on floor for Iowa.
Now that was a side aerial to a front aerial. Little bit of hesitation. However, that's a very difficult combination. Most times judges will give a little bit of leeway on that. Nice her leap jump combinations. Nice stuck dismount. Very nice, Belle. Excellent routine. Just a little bit of hesitation on her flight series.
Here's Lauren Guerin on floor for Iowa.
Little bit of didn't open up real clean, so she had to take a step forward, which will be a deduction for height. A little execution error on that.
We get to look at the passes for Guerin here.
Another full and back out. Her double salto pass, a little bit of step forward.
So we'll wait on the scores. Iowa will be in real solid territory. Waiting on Guerin's score, they're already at a 49-3. Rutgers, meanwhile, Huang scores in. It's a 9.9. That ties her season high. And Rutgers earns a 49.175 on beam.
That is very good score for them. When they started out with the fall, everybody came back. And that's what you want to see on one of your events.
We'll get an exhibition gymnast here for Rutgers. This meet, we still got a whole rotation to go for the Scarlet Knights, but this meet is a story of resilience for this team for sure. Joyner gets hurt. At least I think she's going to be out for the rest of the meet. She comes back. Rutgers with a good score on bars, one of its best scores of the season on beam, including Hannah Joyner tying a program record with the 9.95.
That shows the strength of Hannah, how strong and as a fighter she is. Nice flight series, nice front aerial, which is a D.
Exhibition gymnast as well on floor for Iowa.
Again, 1.5 to a front leg, front pike. And nice routine, exhibition routine. little bit of, could have opened up a little bit sooner, so she had to step forward. But it's strong D tumbling at the end.
Iowa wraps up on floor. Lauren Guerin, by the way, is the anchor, earned a 9-9. So for the Hawkeyes, it is a 49-4 on floor. They've been brilliant there this season. This number 6 team in the country. And some big scores once more, headlined by the 9-9-5 for Jaquavia Henderson. For Rutgers on beam, their first 49 of the day, the 49-175. Highlighted by Hannah Joyner's 9-9-5. Getting what we expected from these two teams. Big scores, great performances.
Yes, they are.
So we head into the final rotation. Rutgers has been great on floor. We're going to see them there. Iowa heads over to vault. And that as we wrap up next with the final rotation here on Big Ten Plus. The fourth rotation here at Rutgers. After 3, Iowa has now pulled in front. That outstanding floor score, 49-4. The Hawkeyes pull in front of Kent State as Rutgers hosts a quad meet here on this Friday night. Well, the Hawkeyes are the number 17 team in the country. Floor has been great. They've been good on vault and beam as well. Good in that context, top 20 in the country. And for Larissa Libby, the multiple-time Big Ten Coach of the Year, she's got this team in as good a place as ever.
Yes, she does, and she's outstanding and a very upbeat with her team. Very, gets them excited, very confident with them. An excellent role model for women, and which is nice to see.
A longtime head coach there. She has been there as an assistant, if you include her time as an assistant, for more than 2 decades. Every year she's been at Iowa, the program has been represented either at regionals as individuals or as a group, and of course some success at the national level too. Last year, the Big Ten regular season champions, and Iowa's 2-0 in Big Ten action so far. They've got the lead on Rutgers, and they're in pursuit of another regular season title.
Right, they are, and if they keep going the way they are, they're going to have that, because she's got a strong team, and at 17th in the nation, it shows that.
Larissa Libby's Hawkeyes will be on vault to wrap up. Meanwhile, for Rutgers, they will be on floor, which has been the Scarlet Knights' highest scoring event in terms of highest high. That was last week, a 49-3-5, second best all time in the program's history. As we get into the fourth rotation, Rutgers is at a 146.775. They get a 49.225 or better, it's a 196 total.
And that's what they've been aiming for, so I think this group can do that. If they just have to try to stick their landings, all right, and make sure their tumbling is high and complete.
Michael Rosso, one of the assistant coaches, leading the conversation in the huddle. Iowa already set to go on vault. Alex Greenwald there.
That was a layout suit, very nice. A little bit of a hop, but a very clean vault.
A good way to start for the Hawkeyes. Second look from Greenwald, the senior.
Very nice high, finishes before she lands, but just the hop.
Larissa Libby said they've worked a ton on getting height and distance on their vaults. The program has been tagged as not getting enough height or distance off the table in recent years, she said, and she didn't want any of that this year, and some of the scores and some of the routines have certainly proven it. For Rutgers, they'll start on floor. The reason the Scarlet Knights were so good last week here, 4 career highs led by Belle Huang's 9.975.
Yes, so hopefully that they can have some more career highs and get pumped. Nice double pike. Good landing. Very nice double tuck. No step at all. Very high leap combination for her series. All she has is her last pass, and very nice routine. 1.5 front leg, very nice. Nice double salto pass, very clean.
That may have been Kayla Newman's best floor routine yet.
Everything was clean, there was no steps. Nice height in everything that she did.
Her career high, a 9.8 from a couple of weeks ago. All 3 passes brilliant. This is the runs from Iowa on vault. This is the 3rd gymnast, Kendall LaPlante.
Very nice, full, little hop though, so she's gonna get hit at least a 10th and a half on that because of the hop.
Second look at what Kayla Newman just did.
Nice first pass, not a step. And here's her second double tuck, and again, just landed it, floated out of it. And her double salto pass, which is 2 C's, which is very strong.
Anna Pagliaro, the freshman, is up next. Waiting on Newman's score. If it's not a 9.8 or higher, it's going to be real close.
It is. It should be. Very clean routine. Very nice pike. Step back, very controlled. Opened up. Second tumbling pass was a front lay, front full. Again, very nice, clean.
This is just the 3rd time the freshman Pagliaro has competed on floor as a collegian, and she's owning it so far.
Yes, she is. Very nice for her leap combination series pass. Showing it off. There's her sword. Nice Rudy, very clean landing, no steps.
I'd say Rutgers is 2 for 2 so far on floor. Kayla Newman tied a career high with a 9.8. We'll wait on Pagliaro's score. Iowa on vault. That was Bridget Killian.
Very nice. Yurchenko full, just a little hop on the landing again.
There's Lauren Guerin. She was just before Killian, a 9.85. That's the top score so far in vault for the Hawkeyes.
Very nice, very clean, very nice landing. Very good twist high above the horse, which is what the judges want to see. They want to see you float down.
And for Guerin, the 9.85 is a season high. And we wait on Pagliaro's score now for Rutgers. Jerquavia Henderson is the anchor on vault.
Very nice double pike. No bobbles at all. Same here, just step and finish. Excellent Rudy as well.
Pagliaro, oh my, 9.875. That is far and away a career high for her, and Rutgers with 2 big scores so far here on floor. Emily Wood up next. That's Jaquavia Henderson live now on the vault as the anchor.
Nice vault. Again, just a little bit of the hop at the ending. Rudy layout, step out, beautiful. Just floated down, and that's what you want to see as a judge.
Emily Wood has been a floor specialist at Rutgers in her 2 seasons.
Beautiful leaps. Clean, full, everything turned completely around, and that's, hard to do. That's an E, little short, but she pulled it out. She might have a 10th deduction on that, but it's a hard to end on that on the end of your floor routine. Very nice.
As the final pass, her hardest pass, Emily Wood may have landed that last pass on 1 foot more or less. Certainly held it with one foot.
Right.
As Rutgers tries to continue what has been, to this point, an outstanding rotation on floor.
Yes.
Now, this was the vault we missed from Iowa. That an exhibition gymnast.
Okay, again, she was a little short. Hop, she didn't open it up, and it probably a mid to up 9, I would say. But again, she did have some execution errors.
Now, Larissa Libby having the wrap-up conversation with her Hawkeyes. Jaquavia Henderson earned a 9.85, so their final team score is a 196.425 as we get a second look at Emily Wood's passes.
Very nice, very floaty, and that's what you want to see. Her last pass, which is an E, but she saved it on 1 foot.
We're waiting for Wood's score. Emily Lease is up next. Again, we talk about Rutgers in a 196. If they got there, it would be just the 3rd time in this program's history. So it's something that we've talked a lot about today and last Friday against Michigan. It is a goal for this team, a very reachable goal, but it is not something this program has done often.
No, it's not, and this would be huge for the program.
And for Emily Wood, it's a 9.75. So 3 solid scores. Newman a 9.8, Pagliaro, big career high 9.875, Woods 9.75, and now Emily Lease is up in the 4th spot.
Full and back out, a little short. She's going to get a step on that. But again, it's an E. So it's a very hard tumbling. Very nice leap series combination. Front through to a double tuck, which is very nice. Very nice landing. Again, she has a D and an E, so that's 3/10 just in her tumbling, plus a connection value. Very strong. And again, she ends with a D, which is a Rudy, which is very nice. So she has D's in all 3 of her passes.
Well,
just a little short on a full and back out, but still a very nice routine.
That's exactly right. That's what I was going to say. A couple of dings, but
right.
able to keep them upright too.
That's a sign of a mature gymnast.
Get a second look at him right there, the squat.
Right. She should have opened up a little. So the landing, she had to land in the squat position, which they can take up to 3/10 if they want. So we'll see. Landing in a deep squat.
I'll wait and see what Lisa's score is. It'll be Hannah Joyner and Belle Huang to close it out for Rutgers. Both of them hit career highs on floor last Friday. Joyner a 9.95, Belle Huang a 9.975. Second best score ever in this program's history. And important to provide some context too when we talk about team scores in 196 is Umi Salim Beasley said, even if we don't get there, if we get a 195, especially an upper end 195, as you try to build your national qualifying score, those are just as good for where Rutgers wants to be, top 36.
Yes, exactly. And that will come out this Monday, and it'll be interesting to see what teams fall in and out of that top 36.
We wondered if Hannah Joyner would even be able to compete past the first event of the day, vault, but here she is on floor.
Very nice double back. A little bit of step back, maybe a 1/2 Judges can score in 1/2. They can't judge in 1/4. Very nice leap. Nice and high. Nice double salto pass. Stepped right out, stuck landing. Nice popa, very high. Nice split. One and a half front pike, very nice. Very strong routine. Yes, very impressive that she came back after that fall on vaulting and was able to do 3 great events for Umi and the team.
Hannah Joyner may not be 100% right now, but she has battled like heck.
Yes, she has.
She battled to a program record on beam a couple of minutes ago, but look at the passes again. You saw something here.
Very nice and high. A little bit of a step. And again, nice double salto pass. Again, just a very good landing, stepped forward. And then her last pass was as well. C to a B, which is very nice pass to end with.
I think all 5 gymnasts who have competed on floor so far for Rutgers have earned the crown that you get for a hit.
Right? Well, they're going to get her iced up now.
Belle Huang ready to go. Once again this week, named Big Ten Specialist of the Week. That career high 9.975 1 week ago today on this very same floor.
She has a beautiful routine, and as we've said before, this is her 2nd year, so she's in control of this routine. A front double, which is an E, nice landing. Rudy to her layout, step out, no deductions. She floated it down. All she has is her last pass. Rudy, little short, so it's going to be possibly a half a tenth to a tenth.
Well, she's back for an extra year, and I'll tell you what, it has been an absolute joy to watch Belle Huang's floor routine this season.
Yes, it has, because again, it's a second year with it, and she's not doing bars, which is the relief of her. So she's happy with that. And she's such a good leader for the younger girls.
Another look at the veterans' 3 passes.
Again, that was an E pass, very good. This one, see how she just floats out of it, and the Rudy is done. Her last pass, she's a little bit hesitant on the landing here, but she saved it, which is a sign of an outstanding gymnast, knowing what to do to cover up a mistake.
Well, Hannah Joyner earned a 9.85. We wait on Belle Huang's score. It may not be that career high, but Rutgers already at a 195.675 as a team. That would be the second best score of the season for them. We'll wait and see what Belle's score is and which score gets dropped here. It's a 9-9 for Huang. Rutgers a 195.95 as a team. One of the best scores in program history, the 5th best in program history, and a season high.
That's great because it's not a 196, but it's as close as you can get to a 196. So
now Stephanie Zanella going here as an exhibition to cap off what has been the most successful day of this season for Rutgers as a team.
double tuck, a little bit of a hop. Very nice second pass. Nice ring jump. Nice series. Front lay, front full for her last bonus connection, which is very nice.
Stephanie Zanella as the exhibition gymnast wraps things up for the Scarlet Knights. A couple of nice scores for her this year as an exhibition. We'll have to wait and see when we get done here what the score is for her, but nice way to close things out.
Yes, it is. Very nice double tuck, a little bit of a hop. A little bit of short, an opening on her second pass there.
Well, it gives us a chance to recap what we just saw, which is a season high for Rutgers, a season high for Kent State, and another 196 for Iowa. We start with Rutgers. Again, it's a 195.95 as a team for RU. The best score of the season, and with the NQS coming out soon, a great addition. It's their 5th 195 of the season.
Right, and they'll drop the high, but that, so that's good. So she could get a 196 going forward, then, she can count that one, which will be great.
Now Rutgers hits another 49 on floor. Iowa wins today's meet with the 196.425, and I go back to that floor group, the floor lineup, brilliant.
Brilliant, yes, outstanding.
And Kent State, kudos to the Golden Flashes, a 196.2. That's a season high for them.
Yes. And they're a very strong program as well. So,
well, for the Scarlet Knights, big scores. Hannah Joyner hits the 9.95 on beam to tie a program record. She comes back after a fall on vault that could have easily knocked her out for the remainder of the competition today. she comes back out, and her return is sort of the microcosm of the resurgence for Rutgers after a shaky start on vault.
Yes, exactly. And they had an outstanding uneven bars this week as well. So that was, you know, again, and her able to compete on bars, I think showed the team that, you know, she's back. We're good, you know, because when you see your top all-arounder go down, you kind of, it shakes you up a little bit.
Well, next up for the Big Ten gymnastics programs next weekend, they will be in Toledo, Ohio for the Big Five meet. Elevate the stage. They're going to compete on a podium. But we're past the halfway point in the college gymnastics season, and Crystal, as a final thought, we're seeing some of the big scores come out now.
Yes, we are, and it comes to a lot of things because now they're comfortable with their routines. They've got some meets under their belt. They know who's consistent and whatever, so that's what has helped them as well with all the teams. Now you're getting into the second half, and you have the set lineup more or less. So it's they get consistent with who is in the lineup, who they're following. They're not changing it all around.
Well, that'll do it for us here in Piscataway. As always, we're going to bring you the entirety of the post-meet ceremony. A couple of event titles for Rutgers, a couple of event titles for Iowa. I won't spoil them. Stick around to watch that. But for Crystal Chalet-Norton and our entire Rutgers Big Ten Plus crew, I'm Dom Savino saying so long and enjoy the rest of your night. Once again, Iowa wins today's quad meet. It's a season high for Kent State. Rutgers hits a season high 195.95.
All right, fans, here are the final scores. We'll start with the individual results. The individual results on the vault. A three-way tie for second. Jaquavia Henderson of Iowa, Lauren Garrett of Iowa, and Emily Lease of Rutgers. And in first place, in the individual vault score from Iowa, Bridget Killian. Now for the individual results of the uneven parallel bars. There is a three-way tie for first. For Kent State, Sarah Haxon and Kennedy Weinberg. And for Rutgers, Avery Walzer. The individual results for the balance beam now. In a two-way tie for third, both from Iowa, Bridget Killian and Jaquavia Henderson. In second place on the beam, from Rutgers, Belle Huang. And in first place on the beam, from Rutgers, Hannah Joyner. In the individual results on the floor, in a two-way tie for second, from Iowa and Rutgers, Lauren Garrett from Iowa, and for Rutgers, Belle Huang. And in first place on the floor exercise, from Iowa, Jaquavia Henderson. And now here are the results of the all-around scores. In third place, from Rutgers, Kayla Newman. In second place, from Kent State, Rachel DeCavich. And in first place, from Iowa, with a top score of 39.400, Jaquavia Henderson. team scores are as follows. In fourth place, for Ursinus, a final score of 185.400. In third place, Rutgers with a final score of 195.950. In second place, Kent State with a final score of 196.200. And in first place, Iowa with a final team score of 196.425. And today's recipient of the Aaron Lynch Award for the most inspiring performance of the meet by a Rutgers gymnast is awarded to Hannah Joyner.